Welcome to part 5 of how to play the alto saxophone. We're going to cover some musical terms and concepts that are really important before we actually start playing. And so make sure you understand these things. You can find this information on page 5 of your book, and it looks just like it does right here. First of all, we're talking about the staff. The staff is 5 lines and 4 spaces used for writing music. And so you'll see this when we play music and read music all the time. But there are some different things that are on that staff that helps us understand what to play. So down here shows you some of those things. First of all, in this red box, we talk about the treble clef. It's also called the G clef. And the reason why it's called the G clef is because this bottom loop down here on the treble clef circles this second line, and that second line is a G every time. So it helps us know the G clef shows us where the G is. And that we'll talk about that in a second some more. The next thing is this yellow box talking about a time signature. That tells us how many beats are in a measure, which is the top number. And it tells you what kind of note gets the beat, which is the bottom number. So in this case, 4/4, 4 beats in a measure. Quarter note, or 4/4, 4 quarters, quarter note gets the beat. Then we've got this blue box talks about bar lines. It says these are bar lines, and they're dividing the staff into measures. Measure is the distance between 2 bar lines. Okay, so that's a 1, 2, 3, 4 measures. Okay, and then at the end we have a double bar, and that's the end of a section of music, or the end of the piece. Typically, the end of the very piece will have a thick bar, and the end of a section will have just 2 single bars. Next, we're going to talk about the next section on that page. It's called the musical alphabet, and this is just talking about the names of the notes on the staff. And one thing to keep in mind is that the names of the notes use the alphabet, which are the letters A through G, and they use these on the staff in line space order. So if you look down here, you'll see this note here, that's an A. It just shows you on the piano representation here, but that's an A. And if we go in order from line space, we go A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then it repeats over and over again. So this next one would be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and this next one would be an A. So as long as you know your alphabet A through G, you can know the names of the notes. Remember that this is also called the G clef, knowing that the second line, this loop is highlighting the second line, which is here, and that's a G. It says so right there. So if you know A, B, C, D, E, F, G, then you know the next one is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then if you can go down the alphabet, that helps. A lot of times in music we use this other way to learn the notes, and that is that F-A-C-E spells face in the space. So in the spaces are F-A-C-E. And then on the lines, E, G, B, D, F. Every good boy does fine. You may have heard other ones like Every Good Boy Deserves Fudge, or Elvis's Guitar Broke Down Friday, or any number of different ones you may know. And that's another way to remember the notes, and that works. For me, it's just easier to remember the alphabet, as we talked about, because what happens when you go past the staff, or before, lower than the staff? These ones don't help you with that, right? So, and when we do that, we use ledger lines. They help extend the staff. And this note here, this A, you have 2 ledger lines extending it down. So technically right here we have 7 lines on the staff. And here we only have 6 lines. And then normally there's just 5 lines, because we only put the ledger lines where they're needed for the notes that we need to extend farther outside of the staff. But if you know the alphabet, A through G, you know you can keep going up. You know that this is F, and then G, and then A, B, C, and you'll know the names of the notes regardless of where they're at. So it's important you know all of those things on this page. If you are struggling with some of those things, refer back to page 5. It'll help you. And then also you can refer back to this video and review these things so you know them real well. So join me next time, and we'll talk about some more things on how to play the alto saxophone. We'll see you on part 6.